Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this reading is for Julie. She wanted to know, what does Melania think and why hasn't she run away from all the negativity? So I'm using the Kipper. I'm not going to try to pronounce it anymore. Oh heck. Cagle by Ciro Marchetti. Okay, I'm sorry, Ciro. I always say his name wrong. Ciro Marchetti. Okay. So, Melania. What do you really think and feel? Why haven't you run away? Should have a pretty good story here. So we have the poverty card. There's the main reason right there. Despair. Let me get them laid out here. Message of concern. That's Trump. Toil and labor. Expectations. False person. Courthouse. Privileged lady. Courtship. Thoughts. And then here she is. Well, okay. That's good that they both showed up. The fact that he's up here and she's down here, and they're not, notice that they're not facing together. If they were facing together, you know, then they would probably be more like this. He's looking straight ahead, but his body is facing this way. And when a couple is together, oh, I'm so sorry about all that glare. When they're facing, when they're in alignment with each other in their relationship, they face together. No matter where they show up in the spread, they face each other. That is not what has come through here. And because he's in the top row and she showed up down here in the bottom, he's the one that has control over her. So the main reason is that maybe with her upbringing, she came from poverty, and well, of course, I mean, all we have to do is look at her background. She's used her body, she's objectified herself, and she's used her body to make money. That's why she became a model. Not to put down models at all, but, you know, a model that hooks up with Donald Trump, you gotta, you know, she was basically, there's professional modeling where, you know, a woman or a man makes it on their own as a model, and they do very, very well. But she used her modeling career just to hook up with a rich dude. So that's, you know, that's not independent, and that has you coming from poverty consciousness. So that's, you know, it's her poverty consciousness. The reason she stays with him and what she really thinks is that she's afraid that she would not have the money that she wants to live the lifestyle that she wants to live as the privileged lady. This is also showing up as her as well. And this message of concern, I think, has something to do with, now normally you'd have the letter card for documents, but I still get the feeling that this has to do with her prenup and her, you know, negotiations with him to get the money that she wants. But I think he has been abusive and kept her in despair, and I think he has I think that he has conveyed to her that she wouldn't have the money that she wants. if she doesn't stay with him. So she's got, he has her in this place of just, you know, she gives him way too much control. There's an inherent psychological like battered wife syndrome type of thing where she's waiting, you know, she's like on eggshells. She's like walking on eggshells, and she's waiting, and she's probably gotten stronger than she ever has with him as she's gotten older. But we also know that she's, you know, very manipulative herself, and she just thinks about the money, and we can see why. Now, as far as like why she hasn't run away, it's because of something legally. And with the false person here, this has to do with some kind of a fraud. So maybe, now this can have the double meaning here of maybe this was her relationship with, what was her name, Stephanie? Long name, like Wilkinson something, you know, and another name, I forget. I can't keep track of all these players. But there could be something here that, like, this woman knows things that Melania did that could land her in court. And so she sticks with Trump in order to get the protection that she needs. And that's another thing that he has control over, because he knows what she did, and he could be saying, well, I'll put it out there. I mean, he did it himself, but I think there's a part of him that knows he's going down, and as he goes down, he'll take out anybody that doesn't stay with him. I mean, you know, we're going to see him, you know, throw Rudy under the bus pretty soon. And you know what he did with Michael Cohen. And he also has a propensity to threaten people and make them very, very afraid. I mean, just do some research on what he did with, you know, Lieutenant Colonel Vidman's wife. You know, that's out there now. She was very, very, very afraid for quite some time. So what Donald Trump has done has been atrocious. So you can imagine what he does with somebody that he has complete control over, which has been her. She's been controlled. But she did that to herself. She could have walked away years ago, but she didn't because of the money. But I don't see that he's like doling out money to buy her off or pay her off anymore. I see that he's kept her down in order to keep her in this poverty consciousness, in this depressed place, so that he can control her, because he's up here and she's over here. But she's kind of exiting the reading. You know, she's leaving. She's leaving. But anyway, some fraudulent thing that happened in the past that could go to court, and that's hanging over her, and I do think it has to do with that Stephanie person. The courtship card doesn't really have to do with you know, like marriage type. It's any type of a relationship. But why hasn't she run away is the real question. Like, why? Because that's the main question I put into the cards, is why hasn't she run away from all the negativity? Maybe she does have a relationship on the side that she's always thinking about all the time. And that's kind of what keeps her going until this is all over. But it looks to me like she's leaving. Interesting. Let me, just for the heck of it, and I know this wasn't part of your question, Julie, but let me draw a couple more cards to see if in the future, is she going to stay with Donald Trump, or is she going to go? What is she going to do? Melania, what are you going to do in the future? Yeah, she's in it for the money. Interesting. There's probably another, with this card here, there's probably another, like financial agreement to get her to stay that's coming if he lives. Oh, but we have the bad health card, so, well, there's that. Okay. I see it being, every time I've gotten into, like the coffin card with Donald Trump before he got sick, I always, a woman card always came up, and I thought it had to do with her and, I'm sorry, he and Melania getting a divorce. But now I see that all she has to do is wait. All she has to do is renegotiate something and wait, and she'll be a widow. Okay, well, we're done. Thanks. Take good care.